Hey, Dr. Tom Miller here. I just want to share. I love this quote from Simon Sinek where he says that a leader's job is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those under your charge. And when I was, my first real positional leadership job, I didn't understand that. I mean, I was a really productive, good, exceptional children's teacher. I taught special education. I did a lot of initiatives. I had my master's degree. Any training that I could go to, I went to. Any certification I could get, I did. And so I was a very productive employee. Now, what tends to happen is that productive employees in education get promoted into leadership roles, and so what happens is that during that time where you're being a productive employee and getting really good at your job, what you're not always doing, very rarely doing, is that learning how to empower and teach and develop a team, right? To achieve productivity through the talents of other people. And so as a result, when you get promoted, when I got promoted as a principal, I just did what I always knew. I just did exactly, I just worked really hard at the things that I knew how to do. And a lot of people, I didn't realize this, but hey, you're micromanaging me. And it's like, well, I didn't think I was micromanaging, but I was, because I was just really doing what I knew how to do best. You see, that's the problem with leadership, is that we don't understand that the true meaning of a leader, like Simon said, is it's not about being in charge and telling people what to do. It's about taking care of the people under our charge. It's about empowering them. It's about achieving more through the talents and the gifts of others. Now, so here I was as a principal, right? So not only and being responsible for everything is what a principal is. There, and so as a result of being responsible for everything, you feel like you have to do everything, and you don't. Just because you're responsible for it doesn't mean that you're required to do it. A leader should be really focused on what's required of them. What are only the things that they can and should do for themselves in your organization. And there's a great rule that I've learned from John Maxwell. He says that anything that someone can do is 80% as well as you can. You have to empower them, and you have to give it to them, and you have to go through a step-by-step process to help them achieve that goal. And so the first step is that you model it for them, and the second step is that we work on it collaboratively together, and you're still seeing, and step three is that, well, you're doing it now, and I'm just coaching you through the process. You're coming to me when you need, or during our set time. And step four is you do it by yourself, and step five is really the best part. That's multiplication. That's now you go teach someone else how to do it, because I've got something else that I need to empower you to do, right? So that's the first R, required. The second R is return. What does the organization get the greatest return at when you do it? Again, going back to what you're the best at in the organization, that only you can and should do, and no one is as 80% as good as you are. These are the things that you have to do. And so you say, hey, Tom, my team's so small, I got to really do all of it. And I say, oh, okay, but I'm not going to come to an agreement with your limitations. You see, every single day you have to ask yourself, what did I do today that I shouldn't do tomorrow? Right? So when you go through a task, does this have to be done? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, okay, does it have to be done by me? And you say, right now it does, but in 2 weeks I can train someone else, or in 30 days I can train someone. You have to get relentless with your time, leaders. Relentless with your time. It's the only way we're all equal in life, is our time, right? So the first R is required of me. The second R is return. The third R is reward. What fills your heart? What are the things that don't feel like work? When a lot of leaders get burned out, it's really because they're working out of their strength zone and their reward zone. So what I encourage you to do is get really, really clear on what your strengths are as a leader, right? And when you follow these three R's, required, return, and reward, you're not going to feel like you're working, right? Because you're leading by walking around. You're getting really curious. You're asking questions. You're empowering people. You're seeing the vision of your organization come to life through the talents of other people. I mean, gosh, isn't that what we all got in this for, right? So, all right. So it's really, really important now. So yes. So yes, you are responsible, right? You are, responsible, and you probably at some point were promoted because you were really great at the job that's being done of what you're actually now responsible for, right? Does that make sense? Right. So you used to be a great teacher in the classroom, and then you say, oh man, you're a magnificent teacher. Let's make you our coach, right? Or let's make you our curriculum coordinator. Or gosh, let's make you a principal like me. I was promoted to a middle school director, job. I had no administrative experience or, degree. It was just, I was good at the work, and somebody, Mark Kramer, saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. So we're first really good at the job, right? We have the responsibility, and we do our job really well, which ultimately ends up getting, we get promoted. And we typically get promoted into incompetence because we didn't learn how to lead, the people. So first you're responsible for the job, then you're responsible for the people who are doing the job that you used to be great at. Okay, so take those steps, right? Take those steps, because that's what's really lacking in leadership at times is taking the time to empower and delegate those daily tasks, right, that need to be done by somebody that you're responsible for, but you're not required to do. If you do this over the next 30 to 90 days, I guarantee you're going to start to see more time in your daily schedule to really focus on what's most important, and more time to think, that white space to actually think and strategize, which is going to be critical to the future of your organization. Hey, make sure that if this added value to you, like, subscribe, share. Would love to hear your comments, if this added value to what part. And also, after you try the process, after you start to go through the 3 R's, let us know. Drop a comment. Thanks.